Hello everyone, hope you have been enjoying your day so far at the summit, done some networking and enjoyed the talk so far. My name is Setare Nezami, I'm the Director of Product Management at Sangoma, a communication as a service provider. So today I would like to talk a little bit about the reality of a product manager's life and share a few tips and tricks how you can lead a cross-functional team as a product manager and be successful. Before I get into this, with a show of hand, can you tell me how many new product managers we have in the room? Can you raise your hand? Nice, okay. Do we have anyone who is trying to move to the product management roles or trying to make the move? Raise your hand. No? Oh, there you go, cool, there you go, great. So some of the things I'm gonna share with you guys today might come as a surprise for those who are coming up as a new product managers, but those who are already in this field, it's more like a reminder for you guys. So I have some good news and some bad news for you. Let's just start with some good news. As a product manager, you've been assigned to a new product launch, a new product initiative, a new release. You're so excited about this new initiative. You've gathered your requirements, you've done your research, you've done your competitive analysis, and wrote down the requirements. You've been assigned resources. You have engineering team, designers, QA, helping you to achieve your goal. And you're considered generally an accountable person, so you commit and deliver. In a sense, you're ready to go. But the bad news is, everyone is skeptical, especially the engineering team. And even worse, you have no authority. So you cannot dictate anything. As a product manager, to be successful, we have to rely on other teams and departments to make things happen. So let's see how other departments are important in a company and how each department play a role in company's success. We all agree that without sales, nobody would sell. Without engineering, nobody would build. Without support, customers would riot. And without product managers, guess what? Life would be just fine. For a while, though. This is the reality of a product manager's life. You will not be closely supervised. You're on your own. You have to commit and you have to deliver. Little to no authority will be handed to you. So you have to rely on other departments to be successful and make things happen. You will not have direct managerial oversight for those people who work on your stuff. As I said, you cannot dictate anything. And at the end, you will be highly accountable for the success or any failure that comes. I know that's not fair, but that's the reality of a product manager's life. But there are things that we can do to change things in our favor and be successful. I'm going to share a few things with you, basically 3 fundamental rules that you can follow and then be successful in this field. Rule number 1, never tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do, and they're going to surprise you with their creativity. Next time you're in a call or meeting with engineers, do not talk about how to do things or solution it, talk about libraries, frameworks, and things that they already know how to deal with it. Mainly start with what, and most importantly, focus on the why. Help them understand why you're doing this to help customers win, to help the company win. You're resolving, addressing an issue. Help them understand. And leave them alone for 1-2 weeks. They're going to come back with some great solution, and they're going to surprise you with their creativity. And of course, your conversation would go way smoother next time you're going to talk with them. Rule number 2, communicate with different people in their own language. Know your audience. The way you talk to a salesperson should be different from the way you talk to an engineer. And that's fair, because their world is different. Their objectives are different. Their concerns, their problems are different. You as a product manager, that's on you, that's your job, to find the right words to communicate and ask for help. Ken Norton, one of the successful product managers at Google, has a very great way of addressing how you can reach out to different people at different departments and get their respect. In addition to finding right words to talk with different individuals, you need to find ways to gain their trust and respect. And it's highly impacted and based on the department they come from. Let's take engineers as an example. To get respect from engineers, you need to be the person who clears obstacles for them. If they need access to a server, or they need to get a tool, or they have some question about requirements, be the person who resolves that issue, remove that blocker for them. When you're in a meeting and a production release went south, or we had a major downtime, take the blame. Do not throw them under the bus. We are all in this together. We are one team. And before any technical discussion, do your research and at least understand the basic terminologies or technical terms that you're going to talk with this engineering team. So ask a smart question in the next meeting you're going to have with engineers. And as I said, always explain the why. If you're only focusing on what, they are not going to understand the value they're bringing into the table. So they are not going to care a lot about what problems you're trying to solve. Try to be there and listen and empathize as much as you can. Usually engineers are under a lot of pressure. Sometimes they just need somebody to talk to and listen and then share their frustration. Be the person for them to listen to all those complaints. And as Ken Norton said, bring the donut. Sales are different. You need to be as responsive as possible to gain their respect and trust. Next time they send you an email or chat message asking about a roadmap item or how a feature is working, reply as soon as you can. You never know. You might be saving a deal, and if that happens, you're going to be best friends forever. Nothing can make a salesperson happier than seeing their product managers on a call with them when they are talking to a prospect or a customer. Because you are, as the product manager, there to make promises so they don't have to. And of course, make sure you keep your promises. Another example, how to deal with executives. Us in product management, we have a lot of a strategic meeting, a lot of roadmap discussion with executives. To earn their trust and respect, you need to have a vision. Think about 3 months ahead, 6 months, 5 years. Know your competition, do your research, and then make sure you have data to back up your ideas. And always when you're talking with them, try to be patient. They're going to have a lot of questions. They're going to question your assumptions. They're going to question your roadmap proposal. And the reason for that is they are high above and looking at so many other factors that you might be missing. So be patient and address those questions and be humble. Have regular meetings with your engineers to have their buy-in. So when you're talking with the executive members, you feel confident to make the commitment and deliver. Number 3, Build and invest on your brand. As Jeff Bezos said, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. People talk. So before you even get a chance to describe yourself, they have already made a judgment about you. This is so important, especially when you're joining a new team, starting a new project, or kicking off a new product initiative. They're going to reach out to your mutual friends, your colleagues, and ask questions. As the old saying says, their reputation precedes you. They're going to research you a little bit. Have you been accountable? Have you been responsive? Are you one of those guys who join meetings always 10 minutes late? So try and improve on anything that you ask yourself and be realistic and fair and work on those. We are getting closer to the lunch break. So during the lunch break, open incognito window and then search for your name. See what comes up. Is it something that you like others to see? Is this your brand? If it's not, start working on it. Work on your LinkedIn profile. Join as a speaker somewhere, just like Product Summit. Write a book, write a blog. Do something that can improve your brand. And you have to do the same thing in a company. Be responsive, be on time. These little things build up and will help you grow and be successful as a product manager. Because in the end, a person who invests in the value of their personal brand, they're going to heavily invest themselves into everything they do. And that's important to be a successful product manager. Let's talk a little bit about cross-functional team and how we can lead them. A cross-functional team usually happens because of a new initiative, a new project that requires different expertise from different departments. So we have to gather different skill set from different departments towards this shared goal and make sure all these individuals are working together closely enough to get to the finish line. There are some best practices you can follow to make this work smoothly. Before anything, build a team identity. Members of a team, of this new cross-functional team, should feel at home the same way they feel at their own department. Let's start with some small things. Come up with a name for the new cross-functional team you're gathering together. Create a Slack channel or any other tools that you use for collaboration. Invite all members. Book a lunch time. Take them out for lunch. And start building that relationship so they feel that they are all belonging to this big goal. And before anything else, try to get managers' buy-in. Because usually when you start a cross-functional team kind of project and you have a bigger goal, those goals might conflict with individuals when they are focusing on their own department's initiatives or goals. If you get manager invested in the success of the project you're working on, your work would be way easier because you do not need to get buy-in from each individual in different departments. You get buy-in from the managers, and those managers would take their own team and then guide them through this new project. Make sure you have a kickoff meeting. This is really important because everybody needs to understand the common goal and what is this new initiative about, how this is valuable for their department. Come up with a list of all those who are responsible and then have a clear responsibility defined for each member. So people should know to reach out to whom for any blockers or issue that they face during the initiative launch. And after that, you need to schedule regular check-ins. Because the last thing you would want is after the kickoff meeting, everybody goes back to their desk and completely forget about your project. Having ongoing meetings with some clear agenda, what we have achieved so far, what are the project updates, if there is any blockers or any issues or even a change, and at the end, talk about the future updates and what's next. So everything that we talked about here is going to help you lead that cross-functional team smoother as a product manager. Next, I want to talk about leading without authority. Because us as product managers, we have seen this as a big challenge. Regardless of your title, your position, where you work or how you work, leading without authority is a competency that is super important at any workspace. In my opinion, it's the most important soft skill for a product manager to be successful. Because frequently, those who will take your hand and make you successful and make things happen are not in direct authority of you. So you have to rely on their help to make things happen. Instead of taking over more power over more people or looking for more resources, focus more on building and developing faithful and original relationship with your peers and individuals that you need their help to be successful. And to do so, you need to be a giver. People love givers. Every time you talk with a giver, you feel value. You feel inspired. You can start with the small things. Try to remember everybody's birthday, at least those that you have to work with them closely. Celebrate anniversaries. Ask about their favorite sport, food, hobbies. Invite them for a lunch. Take them for a coffee break. These small things will make a huge impact on your relationship. And soon you will notice how things are starting to change for you. And some final words. True leadership does not mean giving orders and instructions. It means cooperation. Try to lead by example. Be the leader you would like to have. And to be a successful product manager, you need to listen and learn as much as you can. You really don't need to be a director or in a VP position to start making an impact at a company. Once you identify those individuals who are pieces of a bigger group and get some alignments and get their buy-ins and start building those faithful relationships with them, you can see in an indirect way you have started making a change and driving the company towards your goal. And don't forget, to be a successful product manager leading without authority, especially when you're leading cross-functional team, you have to heavily invest in listening and then humility and make sure you're always open to learn. Next time you're in a meeting, ask yourself this question: what do they see that I don't? And don't forget, to be a successful leader, EQ must be high and ego must be down. Thank you everyone for listening.
We'll take some questions from the audience. Does anybody have any questions?
Everyone here is a great leader, I'm sure. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Have a great day, guys.